Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. I've got a brand new one here for you today. This is Draft Day Sports Pro Golf. I am in my 33rd week of the Gaming Decathlon competition. However, this is episode number 1, brand new series. It is the Steam launch day, and we're going to get started. This is a sports management game from Wolverine Studios, and we're right at that start point. So, Gaming Decathlon. Here's the file, and there are two options on playstyle, so you can choose a one-click or tri-click, and there's technically a third option. So when it comes to the simulation of rounds when you're in the tournaments, you can just use the management side of it. Your attributes will carry you through, and that's that. Or you can have some say in how that plays out, a little bit of a simulation to it. The one-click option is just timing. The tri-click is more immersive and kind of the start, peak, end to time your swing right. So it does have a pretty big impact on how you do, and actually has a bigger impact. So I'm going to go with tri-click. I'm not going to use it very often, but every once in a while I will play that out and go from there. Now for the tours, there are 6 tours that you can play on. We have our European-based tours, so the PGA Europe, though I'm not going to be renaming them to their natural ones, but they're Junior, Pro, and then Senior Tour, and then the USGA tours. So you have the PGA and the Senior, and then the Junior Amateur Tour. So the JAG's supposed to be, I believe, Junior Amateur Golf Tour. That's what that's short for. I will not be changing them, though. I'm okay with them being that way. I'm okay with the fact that I don't have the real golfers' names. But just know that all of this can be altered. It can be edited. You can use custom files. You can have that saved ahead of time. You can download it from others. I'm sure somebody's going to go through the trouble to put that together, but I'm not too worried about it. Same with sponsors. You can customize the sponsors, though the default sponsors are all generic. All right, so now into the game creation, into the golfer setup. This is the breakdown of who is competing in the tours. I will be going with the American Tours. And as a result, you have a choice of an all-male or all-female, or you can split it. And I'm going to do that. You know, there are actually a couple of tournaments, I believe they're hosted in Australia the last couple of years, that do 50-50 split tournaments. And they've actually been a huge hit, and I really think that's something long overdue. Also, I love some diversity. So this might mirror the real life American Tours, but I'm going to split that out even further. So we're going to lower the American involvement, and I'm going to take that 15% and redistribute that, because I would love to see people from around the world participating in the tour. Some people might want to close our borders, but not I. You know, especially if we're adding female, there's lots of females from these areas. And I'm running out, but let's see. Take away from a couple others elsewhere, like Canada. Drop that to 3. Australia. Drop that to 7, and that should get me where I need to go. Philippines, you get 2%. You hold a special place in my heart. My wife is from there. I've been there. Alrighty. I'm going to go into creating our golfer now. Alright, so the golfer is Decathlon Gamer. We'll start them young. We're going to work our way up through the JAG Tour. That would be the Junior Tour. And here's where it's going to get tough. Difficulty, going very hard. Now, what the difficulty does is it affects your stars. It affects the amount of money you have. 4 stars here starting out. Now, what that relates to is this money here. You can see. So if we started very easy, 1.8 million in upgrade stars for our attributes, on down to just 500,000. So I'm starting with far, far less, but I will leave full potential on. Okay, now I have 500,000 to spend. I've got an advanced copy here, just a few days ahead of release, Steam release, and I tried it out yesterday just to get the hang of it, just a trial run, and I failed miserably. I did not finish out the first season. I ran out of money, and I was doing it like this. So I expect it to be challenging yet again, but I learned some things, so hopefully this time will go a little bit better. And one of the things I learned is once you break out of a category, attribute-wise, you get into a new tier, and that changes which stars you can use for upgrades. You can see that the highest upgrades, these platinum ones, at the end, there's only a couple spaces for them, but they cost 50,000 each. So obviously I'm not going to be able to afford anything like that. Now what I will do here is I'm going to get one, maybe our long irons. Yeah, we're going to go with long irons. Let's see if that's 50. That's not quite where I want to be. What about 55? Perfect. So now I've filled out long irons for, I believe that's bronze. Yeah. Copper, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. That puts me into the silver category. So if I get silver stars, I'll be able to start, or at least continue my growth in long irons. And then I'm going to need some that are down in that copper area that are going to be a lot cheaper and easier to upgrade over time. So, like recovery, eventually I need to be good at that. Eventually. We're going to go all the way down to 15. Consistency is another one. Obviously, I'm going to have to be consistent to be good. But as I discovered in the other one, starting out balanced, I tried to start balanced, I was the worst on tour by an average of 5 strokes. So I don't need to be consistent right now. We'll maybe go with a 25. This is going to give me some areas where I can have some strengths. There's another one I don't need a lot early on. I do need putting. So let's try to get this one almost out of that range. mechanics. Okay, should be high. Getting there, 4 to go. We're going to have to work on those short irons. We're going to have to work on those wedges, I guess. And we'll see what can we pour in here. 40's too high. How about 35? 35's too high. 30. Okay, 30 we can do. We have 10,000 left. So that's 3 in this range. How about we go with the mental? Okay, and then 1 in the lowest tier. So 1 copper. So that's short irons. It's got to be under 30. Short irons or recovery. I guess the short irons will be that last one. There we go. Okay. So, not going with the balanced. Gonna try to go with a few areas, a few strengths, and see how that plays differently this time. But also, I wanted to still have that something still in the copper range, so that I actually have some use for these. Alright, career setup is now complete. Click Advanced to start the career. Alright, here we are at the main screen. We'll be spending a fair amount of time here, but let's go ahead and check our emails first. Welcome to Draft Day Sports Pro Golf. Be sure to check your email box often during the season. You will use the golf ball icon on the side menu to advance the season. Some quick tips: purchase equipment, hire staff members, a caddy, and set a training budget. Tournaments, information about tournaments. Okay, and I need to prepare for the season, so let's go to staff members. I need to hire a staff member. Now, anyone with an asterisk is unwilling to work, so I'm going to have pretty limited options. So I've got a 4-2. So 3-4, that's not too bad. A 3-4, there's another 4-2. 2-5. A 3-3. Here's a 3-4. That's balanced. It's another 3-4. Or a 4-2. Looks like we're going to be going with a 3-4. Okay, achieved a goal. That's nice. Eventually we can earn more. So their salary is 305. So that's per tournament. And then their win cut is 2% if I make the cut, 5% of our winnings if we finish in the top 10, 6% if we win the event. And this is a big one, and this is one that I'm still not sure about, because we have $50,000 to start. And that will dwindle over time. But through training is how we get the majority of our XP stars. And if this is made low, we don't get very many stars. So I'm going to go with 2,000. Because that seems to be an amount that at least brings in some stars. And you really need those stars. Okay, now we need some equipment. Currently, the options are golf club and golf ball. And they're mostly all the same other than the quality. But there's not a big price difference. Notice they're not that far off from each other. And considering what a training session costs, I'm going to go ahead and get one of the better options. They don't last forever. There is club life, but they do last for quite a while. Okay, this one's high. We'll go ahead and purchase the Gentry golf clubs. And now onto the balls. There you go. Excellent. Okay, so club quality is 8, ball quality is 10. I'm not familiar with them, but I will grow familiar with them over time. And they're both at 100%. On to sponsors. Clothing, bag, and shoe sponsors. I can't get any yet. Achievements. There are achievements to get through here, and I'm sure it's just got to amount to something. Okay, there's a couple more emails, buying the clubs, buying the golf balls, and let's go ahead and look at that profile. So here, what it is you pick up these XP stars, and these XP stars translate into your growth in attributes, as well as some incoming finances. So you can exchange them for cash or use them to upgrade your attributes. We can see that I'm pretty weak starting out. I've got 47,000. Here is my fatigue bar. And then the main thing is our weekly schedule. Maintaining this weekly schedule is the big thing, and not running out of cash. Now, before we continue down here, let's take a look at the overall schedule. So they start us right at the end of the previous season, so it's October, and this is our week by week. And the game itself comes with 2 courses. Now, what I'm going to do here is, let's see. How did I do this before? There's a way to edit the schedule. Maybe in the commissioner? Yes, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to edit the schedule, and I'm going to randomize courses, because there are actually more than 2 courses. So I have the Pacific Ocean Links, which is in Bandon, and then Farmingdale Municipal. That's the default one, as is that, and the Pines. So you should be able to recognize a few of those. But now that has 5 courses. So that's an expansion pack that the game has, where you can pick up more courses. Now, let's get back to the schedule. Okay, so now the schedule has been randomized, and there are multiple courses now in play, not just one. You can see the purse here. It'll show the winner as we go through the season. Junior Circuit Championship is a year from now. I have quite a while before the first tournament. And you can see there's actually lots of tournaments on the schedule. I will not compete. I will not be competing in all. In fact, I plan for my 18-year-old season here, where I have super low attributes. Remember, we started on very hard. I plan to actually only do 3 tournaments in this first season, by design. That last one I played 1 year and then went bankrupt. The entry fee for the tournaments was just throwing money away, and I wasn't improving at all by competing in those tournaments because I never made a cut, and I was only even remotely close once the whole year. So I've learned that early on, especially if you start on very hard, you've got to develop. We will do the first tournament, just so you can see it, but we've got a ways to go. We've got many, many weeks on the calendar before we get to that. Now, we need to include rest days, otherwise our fatigue will wear us out, and then we'll be out. There's no tournaments to select right now, so I can't click on that because there's no tournament this week, but you can see how the tournaments are always Thursday through Sunday. Now, practice rounds, they only cost $50, but in competing in a practice round, it's only a small chance of skills increase without training expense. But lots of practice rounds are the cheap, affordable way to go through the season. If I train, that's a chance to get the XP stars to upgrade skills. They also can be traded in to recover finances, but it also costs money to do the training. So I'm planning on doing a consistent schedule. I will train every Tuesday. I will have a practice round every Monday. I will train every Tuesday. I will rest every Wednesday. Now, my weekend schedule then kind of falls into the tournament. And this is what my plan is. So I'll have 4 rounds per week, 1 training day, and 2 rest days. So I'm going to go ahead and sim through day by day. And there we go. I earned a copper XP star, actually, for that first one. So let's go ahead and jump back in. So that was on my training day. You can see here I have copper star. I can trade it in for cash, so it's $1,000 for each copper star. Same as the evaluation on the setup back at the beginning of the game. Or I can go and upgrade. Now, you can only upgrade based on the star type. So if it's copper, it's got to be one of those that's under 30. And that's why I've gone for this, because now I can start to improve the short irons and the consistency, and then eventually the recovery. So let's take short irons first. Let's get that 230. And now it's gone up to 27. Alright, back to the schedule. Rest day, practice round, and a rest day. And that wraps up the week. So my weekly schedule is going to cost me $2,000. That means eventually I'm going to run out of cash at that rate. It will not last for long, so I will have to trade in some stars. And at some point, I've got to compete in a tournament. But if I can't make the cut, I don't earn any funds. So you can see this very hard is actually, as it says, very hard. Because if I run out of cash, I'm done. I'm off the tour. Alright, we're going to click Sim to Event and get through the week a little bit faster. Picked up another copper star. Okay, not this week though. Okay, you can see fatigue-wise, I am coming down ever so slightly, but with that rest, I'm staying almost level, so 2 rest days is enough. I've picked up a 3rd copper star, so I have 2 to spend right now. And the schedule, I've gone into November. The first tournament's not until late. There we go, our first bronze star. So let's go ahead and take a look. So it's November 10th. Looking at the schedule. There we go, November 10th. We've still got quite a while before we have that first tournament coming up. But we can already see some improvements. So I have 2 copper and 1 bronze star available. But at the same time, I've got to deal with finances. I'm very much in the hole right now when it comes to finances. So we're going to take those short irons and get them improved. Do another upgrade again on the short irons. Okay, so that's at 29, 1 more, and that'll be maxed out at 30. And then I think I might sell a few of the coppers before I start working on consistency, because again, I'm going to have to worry about the fundings. But I will upgrade somebody here. And who's it gonna be? I can't do long irons because it's into silver. Putting, I might want to work on putting or mechanics. Let's get that putting. You can save so many strokes. All right. Back to this. And we'll sim through a few more weeks. Picked up another bronze star that week. And a copper. And another copper. And it's December. Let's go ahead and keep going. A couple more weeks. Funding wise, I'm down to 25,000. 23,000. There's nothing going on here in December, so it's going fast. There we go. Now it's January. Let's check how we're doing. I am under 20,000 now, so I do need to start worrying about the funds a little bit. So I wanted to get the short irons to 30. That'll get it out of the copper range. So there's one. I'm going to sell the other 2, actually. I'm going to sell both of these. That'll bring in 4,000. So that'll pay for a couple weeks worth of training. Okay, January 12th. Okay, this is that first week. So this week we have the Bahamas Open, which was originally scheduled to be at the course in Florida, but because we randomized that, it changed it, so it's not at Florida Bay. It's at Pacific Ocean Links. Now, let's see. Do I have anything to spend? No, I do not. Looking at our attributes, I'm decent at long irons. Putting, okay. Mechanics, and then everything else, bad. For that reason, and because I started with that 1.3 million less than the very easy, it's going to be a challenge. But we are going to play in this first tournament, but then through the majority of the season, I will be skipping tournaments because I am not going to be there yet. So we're going to go to play round. And here we go. So we are at the Pacific Ocean Links in Bandon. The weather is sunny. The wind is 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's stroke play. And I'm going to do AI control for this one. Okay. I'm not going to control myself. We'll do that down the road. We're already half an hour in. This is our first round, so I want to keep this moving. So I'm playing alongside Josephine Soderstorm and Gracie Porter. They're both going to be on the red tees while I'm playing from the blue tees. And you can see it goes with a pretty high pace. So here are the tees. You can see the movement of the balls. That was, what, my 5th shot already? So we're already going +1 on the first hole. And meanwhile, they both were below par on that first hole. Okay, the first shot hits the fairway this time. Second shot on the edge of the green in the fringe. Third shot's gone close. We should be able to get par on this one. And we do. Alright, so taking a quick look at what we have around on the screen for their live cast, as they call it. You have whose shot it is, what their score is, what shot they are on the hole, their distance, and you can see from here, I think it's elevation that pops up. Yeah, level with green and the distance. The roofers are back, getting a new roof put on. They've been on break. Let me close my window. That'll help diminish the noise a little bit, but this episode's not going to be able to go much longer. Hold on, be right back. Alright, so here we are. I'm playing alongside 2 decent players, and I'm not. So, it's hole 5, and I'm a +4 already. So you can see the localized leaderboard for the grouping. Where I'm at +4, 21 shots in already. Now +5, so I'm averaging a bogey at the moment. Okay, got that one onto the green. Okay, now from here, this is where we get into what I intend to do later on in one of the tournaments a little bit later on the year, where I actually get involved in it. So here you have a lot of information from wind, speed direction, kind of where you lie, what the slope is, and what type of shot you're going to try to hit, and then how you're going to do it. Uh-oh, was that me? No, that was not me. Okay, that's good. I didn't hit the tree. I'm on the fringe. See, my irons are, that's why I'm trying to go with the irons and the putting. If you manage to get a few decent shots, if I build those up a little bit quicker, you could save a lot of strokes. It's just not paying off so well at the moment. But at +6 on hole 8, it's looking slightly better than that bogey average. But you have which club is selected. And then for gameplay, click once on the whole area to aim, and then click a shot button to take a shot. So we target from here, pick our spot, and then we take our shot. Okay, there's also caddy advice. That's a decent shot. On the green. And 2 on this par 4. I should be able to get close. Not quite close enough. I'm still about 7 feet or so away. Ah, missed that one. Another bogey. Alright, well, we can pop up the scorecard here, take a look at this while it's going through. I can also sim this round before we get to the end of it. You can already see that I'm far out of contention. So, red is birdies, blue is bogeys. I've been loaded with them, but I've managed to go three holes without a bogey. But at +6 overall, I'm falling back and am well out of contention for making the cut. Now, here is the overall tournament leaderboard with live standings. And you can see that there are players all the way down at -6. And with the cut being right around even at the moment, though many haven't started playing, I'm well out of contention. While there are a few players that are worse than I am, they've already finished their round. And anyone who's still out on the course is no worse off than a +2. Except for me. Oh, that was a nice putt from Josephine. So it's color-coded here. Hey, I got a birdie! I got a birdie! First one. Drops him back to +6. Round's going a little better than what it started as. In the bunker. And nice. I think I might be able to manage an up and down here. There we go. I believe that was par. It most certainly was. I stay at +6. Oh, great first shot. This should be a birdie as well. Oh no, it's shot number 3. Did I misread the colors there? Nice second shot. This is a par 5. I'm going to be in pretty good shape for chance at a birdie. Yes, well done. Right on the green. Pretty close in there too. 15 feet. And we sink it. Second birdie of the round. We're having a great back 9. Just a few holes to go here. Ooh, that shot wasn't so good. That's close though. Might be able to salvage par here. Got it. Okay. Here we also have play-by-play text base. Goes pretty quick. Just missed the green on the first shot there. Decent second shot. Little long to make par. Hopefully we can. 15 feet. No. So we'll bogey this one here on 17. +7. Considering how we started, how we were at +6 after 6, the fact that we've gone just +1 over the last 11 holes is quite amazing. Out of the rough, onto the back of the green. It's a pretty hilly green though. Oh wow, they made their putt. Can we make ours? No, we're not even close. Ooh, just made the last one. Alright, well, that concludes the first round at a +7. Not a good round, but after the terrible start, looked a little bit better. Now, can't trust, but these are the rankings. Can't trust them right now because we're far from to that point where everyone's gone. But there's 251, presumably. I'll have to check some things to make sure it's still 251. But there's 251 people competing, so this is my rank comparatively to everyone else after that first round. Now I'm going to go ahead and sim the next day here, and we'll see how we do. So we grabbed a 77, which is what? 2 shots better? 3 shots better than the other round? Oh, 1 shot better than the other round. So we were a +6 this time. Par is a 71. You can see how the cost goes up by quite a bit. It's just over 1,000 for the tournament. So 700 for entry, and then 300 to hire or to pay my caddy. And we did not make the cut, so it changes this back to automatically defaulting to rest days. So now I could compete in another tournament in the same place. I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to make a cut. So I'm going to go back to practice rounds and keep trying to develop my game. It'll help keep the cost down a little bit. But as we take a quick look at our profile, the longest drive was a 262-yard shot. We hit 24 out of 25 fairways, which is awesome. Don't think I can match that too often. But you can see that a lot of bogeys or worse in 2 rounds. We had 2 birdies in that first round, only 1 in the second. But here are my attributes. No change at this point. And that's the thing. They don't just change naturally. They have to develop through that training mostly. So I'm going to have to work on that a lot. So I'll be doing a lot more training and practice rounds than I will actual tournaments. I will see you again near the end of Season 1. So we'll push towards the backside of Season 1 and see if I can't survive, because you can already see that more than half of my cash is gone, and it's still only January. So it will be a struggle if I keep up that level of training much longer, even though it's only once per week. All right, well, that does it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. I will be having 2 episodes here on launch day, and then this game will fit in replacing Crusader Kings 2, which means the regular post date is every Thursday. So there will also be another episode on Thursday. So 3 episodes total here on launch week. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.